Morning here in Camp Massatators, and we actually had a really nice alarm at about 4:30 this morning when a tow pulled over on the other side and woke everybody up. And by everybody, I mean me, because Taters was just kind of like... I'm filming this way because Taters is currently in a rather horrendous circumstance due to her sports bra is too sticky, she can't get it on, and she's crying. So instead, here's a nice calm view of a beach. It's like 80 degrees, everything's sticky, the water's kind of meh. We had incredibly heavy dew last night when I woke up at 4:30 because of the barge and got out to pee. It basically felt like it was drizzling out here. It's also really, really warm already, hence Tater's little sports bra mishap. Supposed to get back up to 90 today, so it looks like our storm brought cooling trend is done for the moment. And it was so warm we were basically driven out of the tent again. That just turns into an oven. At this point, everything is uploaded, so we are good on that for another week or so. Not that big a deal, but it does cause stress when we're like constantly getting messages. Today is looking like it's going to be more of the same. We're about 100 some miles from Memphis at this point, and our plan is to actually get a hotel in Memphis, because from there we have a longer, I think 300-mile food carry, so we need to resupply anyway. Our batteries are a little low after all the storms. And we might as well do laundry if we're going to stop and charge everything up. And the sun is driving us back out to the water. Back on the river. Since we finally had internet, we were able to make plans. We have a plan for getting into Memphis, getting everything taken care of there, and then setting us up for the next long haul. And right now we are floating backwards down the river towards a resupply point. So we planned to get out at this little dirt road, but we ended up overshooting it. Things passed really quickly. And then we ended up pulling over at the Carruthers boat dock, and some people offered Jen a ride into the store. So I'm here guarding the boat and trying to charge because we're a little short on power. Oh, okay. The reason we were going to use Ferry Road is it was more accessible to a subway, and we thought we could get us some real food. Sadly, since that wasn't an option, we were stuck with a few cold drinks and some rather yummy watermelon Jen got at the store. We might have been a little reluctant to get going again just because we were in the shade, but oh well. And another wing dam. It throws us all around, and the whirlpools can get really fun. We had a big one the other day. Lest you think our fish friends are not still around.
That one's huge.
Yeah, that's what she said, Jen. That's what she said. The waves coming off the back of the tug sometimes can get almost to like ocean levels. He's burning pretty hard. So this is yet another case where we have an island, we have a back channel that is massive, and we really want to take it. And I was even looking on Google Earth, and it's a complete crapshoot. We thought there were 2 wing dams. This one is obviously passable. It looks like the one further on is even bigger though. And Jen is somewhat gun shy on back channels these days.
Yeah, I don't want to have to paddle upstream against current to
Nope.
avoid going over rapids.
Double portage. Looks like we might have something coming in weather-wise. Not enough internet to check it though. Tuttle like there are turtles. Once again, the last couple of hours before the sun goes down is pretty much the best time, as the water quiets down, the traffic quiets down, and even better, the temperatures are a little bit muted. And we are currently scouting out campsites because we've done 45 miles and we're a little tired. Didn't work, and we are still on the hunt. And not quite ideal, but it will work. And we are trying to get the tent set up before the mosquitoes eat us alive. Yay, mosquito zone again.
Pretty smooth day today, not too eventful. The resupply in Carruthersville had the potential to be a bit of a pain because the store was 1.2 miles or so from the boat ramp. but we had friendly folks show up just in time, give me a ride, and make that super easy. And then paddling was pretty nice and smooth all day. View didn't change much, but that's the big water on this section. And then we had a tough time finding a camp. I think this is the toughest time that we've had finding a camp, except for one day back in the lock section when it was just all muddy banks. This section, there are sandbars, but they're very, very wide and very low to the ground. And you've got to walk a long ways across a very flat, low sandbar before you get up into the trees, and then it's a really steep bank with not a lot of good camping there either. So we ended up on one of these big flat sandbars. It should be all right as long as there's no storm and the river doesn't rise. As long as that holds, it's a peaceful enough camp. It is the day of a resupply, so that means we have fresh veggies for dinner. Always a treat. It would usually also mean that we have wine for dinner. However, in the state of Missouri, it turns out that while they do sell wine in the grocery store, which is nice, and you can buy it on Sundays, you apparently cannot buy it on Sundays before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So no wine for us tonight.
With how many different states we're in across various summers, it gets really hard to keep track of the various liquor laws and what you can buy where and when it's on sale and all of that.
And yes, there are mosquitoes here on the, where are we? Arkansas-Tennessee border. They are nothing near as bad as the Minnesota ones. They're much less aggressive. Notice how they're just hanging out on the backpack and not immediately swarming me. And they also only come out at sunset, and they're pretty much not around at all before that. Home sweet home for the night.